Hello?
Hello?
Is it me
No,
you're
no.
looking for?
Oh, he's dead.
What? Who? He's dead.
Lionel Richie is not dead. How dare you even curse such things?
Oh, that's better. Look, I mean, now you know. We're making waves. Literally. Sound waves.
Fucking hell.
Jesus, I've never seen a fucking tumbleweed go over a wave before.
That's the best pun I got. Is it a pun? That is a pun.
It's wordplay.
Wordplay. All right, yeah, no, it's not
More like
quite a pun.
wave play.
No, that is just bad.
Is
on
me
so many
sipping
levels.
this coffee going to get picked up?
No, not at all. No, didn't hear a thing.
That was me.
I know.
Okay.
No, he genuinely thought that was me.
Hello, geeks and geekettes, and welcome to another edition of the Geekstation podcast, where we talk movies, TV shows, games, and all things geeky. I am Sinn, and as always, I am joined by my good friends David and Martin. Say hello, David and Martin.
Hello, David and Martin.
I'm glad you did that because I wasn't in
Yeah.
I thought I might take that one because you're clearly not in any state to do it.
David is definitely incapacitated at the moment. You're actually crying. Wow.
So bad.
Wow.
He's crying.
The listeners, of course, won't. Well, unless I decide to include the first 6.5 minutes of recording in the intro of the podcast, you won't understand why David is
I think
crying
you cut
so
it at
much,
the
but-
end.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'll put
Yeah.
it as an outtake. But
Oh my god.
David did a funny,
Oh, that was
and,
impressive.
and yeah, now he can't stop. So anyway, hello, welcome to the Geekstation.
Hello, everyone.
How are you guys doing this week?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, I'm
How-
very
How
well.
are you? How was
Good.
your week?
I'm very good. I've had a good week off. I wasn't at work, which was good. A small life event happened. That was nothing major. I got engaged. You know,
No biggie.
it is what it is. So you know,
Did it just in time for the Golden Circle?
just in time for the Golden Circle. Is that something that
Wedding
people
rings,
do?
they're
Wedding
golden
rings.
circles.
Oh yeah, no, sure, yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
you
no,
could
no.
get a silver circle, but
Yeah, no, I had a very good week. How was your weeks at work? Ha 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 ha.
it was actually probably one of the best weeks at work we've ever
I'm not
known.
going to lie, it's probably actually the best week I've ever had.
Yeah,
in my entire life at work.
the CEOs came down and they were like, "Hey guys, we're having a money party in the break room."
No, I missed the money
Yeah.
party.
They
Gave
gave us
money
a
everywhere.
shit ton of money
Oh
each.
my gosh.
And we
now
did
I
the
have
thing.
14 gold suits.
Yeah,
Oh, 14.
Yep.
we did that thing they do
One
in
for
the
each
Wolf
day
of
of the
Wall
week.
Street as well.
One for every day of the week, sure.
Well, we throw midgets at a target. That happened also.
Oh, right, from like the Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
There was a
Damn.
lion there.
I can't. A
I don't
lion.
think you can say that word.
Well, there's lots of stuff that Martin said on this podcast.
I
that
say
you can't
whatever
really,
sort of just comes.
Oh,
into
he's
my
the
head.
reason we get copyright strikes.
That is the exact reason. Yeah, we had a copyright strike this week on our YouTube channel.
What for?
It wasn't really a strike so much as it was a warning, which I then had to dispute and then successfully
Why?
dispute. Because some South Korean company called CBS Media, or BCS Media, it definitely had CBS, maybe in that order. I can't remember anyway. Copyrighted like 32 seconds of Speedrunners. Yeah,
32 seconds.
32 seconds visually of Speedrunners. Not the music, not anything, and just randomly. The
I have
rate,
strong words for you, CBS.
Yeah, well, you know.
Well, it might not be CBS because CBS is an American company.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But
no, but it was- I'm
South
sure it
Korean
was
company,
definitely
Samsung.
CBS.
If it's you,
I can't
I'm
be
onto
asked
you.
to get I can't get asked to get the email out. But yeah, no, I disputed it successfully, and we do not have a copyright strike.
I'm proud
Yeah.
of you.
So yeah, YouTubers won, big corporations nil.
Big week for you this week.
Yeah, huge. That was
Jesus
the
Christ.
biggest thing that happened to me, really. So,
yeah, biggest thing this week.
So and we'll be talking about later on after we do the obligatory news. We'll be talking about Kingsman Golden Circle. Did we both? Did you both?
Mm-hmm.
I can no words. Did you both watch it,
Yeah,
Kingsman?
I did.
I know you both did actually. I
Yeah,
don't know what I was
yeah.
asking. I was
Great
asking
time.
for the appreciation of the audience.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah,
That
because
was-
they always expect Martin not to watch
So I've not watched it, but he actually saw it before both of us.
I know,
I
right?
saw it
Yeah.
while you were getting drunk in the pub.
That's
Thanks
right.
very
Instead
much.
of coming to celebrate my engagement,
Yeah,
True commitment
we did
to
it-
the cause.
We did invite you.
several
I know.
times,
Yeah.
I know, but
with gifts.
with gifts.
I sent
Yeah.
you,
I sent the
I
first
sent you a
gift.
bunch of like thumbs up as well.
You did,
Yeah.
and I was like, David's drunk.
What? I
Well,
wouldn't
he
say-
was a little bit tipsy at that stage, but I mean, you know,
We're
wasn't
never
drunk.
usually that excited over any sort of messenger.
especially with you turning up. Yeah.
Exactly. But I mean, it's appreciated. We were thinking about it, but then other friends came down. So.
yeah. Well, there's other
Here's
friends.
here's my apologies on the podcast.
Yeah, there we go. Anyway, so we'll
We'll
be
just
talking
edit
about.
out his apology
Well,
and then it'll just sound like an ass.
That's right. Yeah. So we'll be talking about the Kingsman Golden Circle, and we'll do a spoiler-free review, and then kind of discussion. Then we'll delve deep into spoilers. I have a lot to say about the film. It's 2 hours and
20 minutes.
Yeah, it's 142 minutes or something crazy, or 147 minutes. It's a ridiculously long film. So yeah, we've got lots to talk about. So let's crack on with the news. So
where's the news jingle?
Number one,
news.
There's the news jingle. There we go. AMC confirms that Breaking Bad is a prequel to The Walking Dead.
No, it's not.
But it's not really. Basically, what?
Oh, is this what you were talking about a second ago?
Yeah.
Oh,
this is
okay.
it. So basically, what happened was the showrunner from Fear the Walking Dead used a song called "The Ballad of Heisenberg," which is from one of the episodes in season 2 of Breaking Bad. This is what the news reported. Fear the Walking Dead showrunner Dave Erickson confirmed its intentional placement. I tried to be subtle with it. That was probably the moment where I fell the most deeply in love with Breaking Bad, when they did that cold open music video. As we were looking for pieces to incorporate into this world, it had the right vibe for it, he continued. It's a gentle nod of admiration and adoration to Breaking Bad creator Vince Gilligan. So basically, they just used a bit of music from Breaking Bad, and then the internet broke.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
That doesn't even explicitly say they're part of the same universe.
No, it doesn't. And this is the thing. And the headline for that particular bit of news was AMC confirms that Breaking Bad is a prequel. No, sorry, the show's creators confirmed that Breaking Bad is a prequel to Walking Dead. So it's just because it's this, so if people don't know, there's an on-running theory that Breaking Bad is set in the same universe as The Walking Dead, and that the blue meth is actually what caused the outbreak. Which is, I love fan theories. And
they're fun,
and they're good. But that's
the
not...
studios need to stay out of it, I think. Just don't confirm it, don't deconfirm it.
But that's not confirmation at all. That's just like, that's them choosing a bit of music, which is fine, you know, and then the showrunner using that bit of music because it was a nod to Breaking Bad, which is fine. But then it's the news sites, really, that have then taken that. Because it was all over Facebook, wasn't it? Like, Breaking Bad confirms this. Bloody clickbait. I hate it.
Yeah.
So, I really, really hate it. Because you click on it and you waste your time. Like, just
you got to scroll past the videos first as well, and all the shit to even get to the meat of what you want to read.
And if you're on bloody data and you're scrolling through and all the videos are auto-playing and it's slowing it down and it's just...
Why don't you just turn off the autoplay?
Because these are like websites that you can't necessarily turn off.
Right.
You know,
I thought you meant on Facebook. I was like,
no, on Facebook. No, I turned them off ages ago.
Yeah. So can we say, with regards to this sort of the canon of this, we got Malcolm in the Middle first, Breaking Bad second.
That's right.
And then The Walking Dead.
Yes, I think that's right. Or
stacks up.
Or possibly, that's the order that they will go in. That's right. Yeah. So he went.
Or is it Malcolm in the Middle, then Agent Cody Banks, and then Breaking Bad?
Well, maybe Agent Cody Banks and Breaking Bad happened perhaps the same time.
At the same time. Holy shit.
Yeah,
I might be right.
I don't know. I've never actually watched.
I've never seen that film, but it's got Frankie Muniz in it.
That's different. What?
Home Alone is the same universe.
Yeah,
yes,
confirmed.
Is it Home Alone 3 or Home Alone 1 and 2?
The one with Donald Trump.
Oh, that's 2.
Yeah, when he's in New York, So, there we go. I just realised that we've got a whole load of trailers to talk about. And
I realised that when you did the intro. And I was like,
we haven't watched any trailers, but hopefully you guys have seen them.
I've seen some.
Yes.
I can probably play them in silence while we're just.
It's really fortunate because all three of us can actually see the screen as well. So.
Well, I can move the screen.
Isn't that a nice thing?
It'll be nice and professional. People will hear the screen scrape along the desk as I turn it around. It will be fine. Anyway, Call of Duty 2. Here, I'm going to do it now. Look, you ready? You ready?
Yeah.
I'm okay.
You intentionally made that make a noise as well.
No, I didn't.
You made more of a noise than the actual screen.
So, the official Call of Duty World War II campaign trailer. I'm guessing this was your.
Yeah, this is something I saw.
I'm really glad that you managed to add it on because that means I get to shit. We don't need.
Oh, okay, sorry.
A running commentary on it.
You want to shit all over this trailer?
I want to shit all over Call of Duty just in general. Really.
The thing is, the reason I'm actually quite excited about this is because I usually want to shit all over Call of Duty, but this is the cinematic campaign trailer nothing to do with multiplayer, which I couldn't
No,
give
that's
two
true.
shits about.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
And it looks like a fucking Spielberg
It
World War
does.
II movie.
Well, that's I think the vibe they're going for is a kind of
World War II movie.
Band of Brothers.
yeah,
type
dude.
thing.
Oh fuck, no, it looks really cool.
And it's full of like cheesy lines, like "This is it, boys. This is what we've all been waiting for."
Like,
and
why don't you come to the war of fucking whatever?
yeah, so and don't get me wrong, it looks very pretty, and
Yeah.
it's all in-game footage or rendered from in-game footage, so you just
On
know
the
that
engine,
it's
yeah.
going to be in engine.
The thing is, I'm just happy that they're going, okay, we're not advertising the multiplayer. Here's the campaign. You want to come back and play a Call of Duty campaign because the last time you want to do that was fucking Modern Warfare 2 or Modern Warfare 1.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I
they
actually
were
played.
they were good campaigns.
I did
I
like
have to say.
Black Ops
And
3
this-
campaign for like 8 minutes, and I was like, done.
Oh, the whole
They're dealing with the
hiding
Jew thing.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, which is
The Jew thing, the Holocaust.
What
All respect to
is
Jewish
wrong
people
with you?
around the world,
Gosh.
but they're dealing
It took a
with the
while
Holocaust.
for that to like sink in.
I thought I'd get there myself.
The Geekstation world.
So Call of Duty. There's Call of Duty World War II coming out. I think next month actually, November sometime.
Is it? We'll find out in a
Yeah,
second, I guess.
and I won't be playing it. I'm sure. I'm definitely not going to be forking out 50 quid to play it. Can tell you that
I
now,
don't
but
know. I really don't know, to be honest.
I want
Not
to play
for a
it.
6-hour campaign. I'm just like no.
Yeah, I want to play it, but I might not be able to play it till next year.
Well, that's fair.
Because,
but you are emigrating to another country.
This is true. Yeah.
So
There are
priorities.
Available for pre-order.
Yeah, there we go. November the 3rd. Yeah, so there we go. So as I say, like Call of Duty games, they're just not as good as they used to be. They're modern. They
Shooters
hit
have moved on without them.
They have, and like I remember, like Call of Duty 2, Call of Duty 3 to some extent, and then obviously Modern Warfare 1 and 2. COD blops a little bit, but
Yeah, that's where it kind of.
But then it just started to fall down after that, and the multiplayer is shockingly bad compared to other first-person
To be fair,
shooters.
I loved Black Ops 3.
Black Ops
Was
3.
it 3?
Are you playing multiplayer or are you playing the
Yeah,
campaign
online.
though? Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
It's just so. Like,
It was the first Call of Duty game I played since like Modern Warfare 2.
okay, all right, then that's
okay.
fair, I
Yeah,
suppose.
it
But
was good fun.
I don't know. I'm not. I'm just. Call of Duty. It just doesn't do it for me.
It's only
anymore.
because there was like a few of us at work that played. So like every night we would just go home and just,
Yeah.
So it was fun for us because we were all on chat and stuff.
Yeah.
And just, having a laugh. But
That's the good
only
thing
reason
about
why it was good.
multiplayer games in general, rather than I don't know the game itself. But I think that there is fun to be had in multiplayer Call of Duty. I feel like I've kind of exhausted it from playing it through COD 4 and stuff.
Yeah, there's so many other games, particularly like this year as well. Like I mean, Destiny 2's coming out in a couple of weeks on PC, which I'm going to be getting, and I'm going to be putting hours and hours into that game. So
I've been fighting off the urge pretty heavily.
To be
get
fair,
that
I
game.
watched gameplay of the first missions, I guess, for Destiny 2, and it looked like a lot of fun.
yeah, it's going to be.
The only thing that I'm not a massive fan of is like the menu screens. It always seems to be like there's too many things to do. It's like it's too close to the MMO side of things for me.
Well, no, I suppose, but that's what sets Destiny apart from other.
Yeah,
shooters,
I've never been
is
into
that it's-
MMOs, so it's kind of that part is
half MMOE.
It's a bit too much for me.
Yeah, you see, but that for me, it's a nice change from the standard first-person
I
shooting.
get that,
So, but yeah, if you just want to shoot things, I suppose Call of Duty, that definitely ticks all those boxes.
But we all know how bad I am at video games. So
Well,
the
we
less
do.
things I need
well,
to
no,
do.
so
the
far
easier.
it's only one or two video games really that
you've seen
that
me
we've
be
seen.
bad.
That's
at,
right. Yeah. So you've got plenty of time to redeem yourself. So
Okay.
anyway, let's move on. News number 3. Lyndall. This is brilliant. This is fantastic. This I wish this news had come out a couple of weeks ago.
I saw this
when we were talking about the Terminator franchise. But I'm trying to decide which screen to look
We've
at.
got on
now.
both
I know we
screens.
got it. Yeah. So Linda Hamilton and Arnie will
Should
be
read
returning.
one word from one screen, one read from.
Oh Jesus, no! Well, they'll both be returning for the new Terminator film. It's set to be a sequel to the Judgment Day film, ignoring the 3 sequels after it. Cameron has said, "We still fold time. We will have characters from the future and the present, and there will be mostly new characters, but we will have Arnold and Linda's characters to anchor it." So he's basically just going, "I'm going to start a new trilogy. I'm going to tell a new story, but I'm going to carry them on from Judgment Day and just ignore everything else that came after it," which is fair, I suppose.
Who's going to die first?
What, out of Linda and Arnie? Well, probably Linda Hamilton, I reckon. What's it, Sarah Connor? She's going to die, definitely. Definitely.
I think so.
I will put good money on it that she'll die in that film.
Oh,
they're going to do a Han Solo with her, aren't they?
We're going to do a Deadpool, but for just in the Geekstation.
A Deadpool? Oh, a Deadpool. Yeah. We could do, but except we're all agreeing that Sarah Connor's going to die first.
No, Martin said he's not. That she's not.
No.
Yeah, that's what you just said.
Are you saying that just to stir the pot, or?
I don't know what I feel. I feel like Arnie's going to be there forever, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. Arnie's going to. Well, I mean,
he's a robot, so.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And they've already got like complete digital scans of him anyway. So, I don't know. I'm quite excited about that. That makes me excited for the new franchise because I think it'll be good. Particularly if he's returning the characters, if you're returning it to his original storyline, I think that would be good.
Yeah. I'm down with it.
You don't know. You
reserving judgment for the day.
Okay. No, I understand.
We've got like 4.5 years before it comes out, so
it's a long time. So. We've got Avatar sequels which we'll come to,
which I can't wait for.
Yay!
Literally.
That's as we've just mentioned them. The Avatar sequels start filming next week. They've confirmed that finally they're going to start filming. They actually start filming on the 25th, so that is tomorrow from us recording, but today you're listening to it.
Or yesterday if you're listening to it on Tuesday.
Yeah, or obviously, or a couple of days ago if you're listening to it on Wednesday. I mean, we could go on forever, really, couldn't we? But
or a year ago if you're listening to it from a year from now.
That's right.
At the time of recording.
At the time of recording, exactly. So, the Avatar sequels start filming. The first one's being released, I think, 2020, 2021, something like that. And then there's four of them.
13 years after the first one came
out. And then there's four of them with the final one releasing in Christmas 2025.
They're filming all of them at the same time.
They are, yes. Yeah. But apparently the technology, so there's a quote from Cameron, which I haven't included here, that he said basically the technology has finally caught up so we can start filming. So it's
so he's actually going to Pandora.
Yes, that's right.
So that's the technology
they've been waiting for interstellar travel.
So it's going to be a documentary rather than a movie.
Yeah, that makes sense. Starring Sigourney Weaver.
Starring James Cameron himself.
He's just going to be underwater the whole time.
He's trying to find the bar.
So I mean, there's not really much else to say about that other than to say yay. Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Yay.
So there was a new trailer for the Raider of Tombs, which I'll put on in the background while we talk about it. So this
the woman running in the forest.
Yeah. So again,
okay,
please. Right. So this is now the second time I've seen this in silence because
I still don't know what. Yeah. She's got a really weird accent.
It gives you a richer appreciation.
Really? When you say
like
weird,
it's like a really deep Austrian accent.
Austrian accent. Yeah. Oh, okay. Not English.
No, Austrian.
Okay. All right.
It's like a really long drawl as well when she talks.
I don't believe you.
I would have known if
Why
I
don't
could
you
hear
believe
it.
me? When have I ever lied to you?
Because I can't put my finger on anything right now, but I'll come back to you. But yeah, so basically it looks like kind of a traditional...
I was lying, by the way.
You wasn't lying.
I was lying.
You were. I see. I know.
You are kidding me.
So anyway, let's talk about the trailer.
Next year.
Have you both seen it, or I know you have? Have you already seen it?
I saw a bit of it. Yeah.
So it's lots of an actual tomb raiding. In this one,
unlike the game
happens, and they've kind of taken the aesthetic from the latest games,
from the reboot.
She's not Tomb Raider, classic Tomb Raider with the big
Top
bust,
heavy.
And that's right, exactly. And there was a bit of controversy with the poster that got released. Did you see this?
Yeah, because of the
really long neck, like a freaky
it's
long
so bad.
lizard neck almost.
Is that a controversy?
It's basically where they've molded like two photos of her together.
Yeah.
Like there's a photo of just like a profile of her face.
Yeah.
Which they've kind of put onto this picture of her where her back's to us, and her head they've had to like bend the neck in a way that wasn't
and she looks like a lizard person.
Yeah.
Honestly
terrifying.
It is really.
Why don't they just take a photo and then use that?
See, I always thought that about why, when you look at photo like movie posters and stuff, they always look really bad.
Yeah.
But it's because they don't take photos in there. A lot of the time they're just like...
shit, it's
Nick
him.
Frost.
Nick Frost.
They're just
brilliant.
You see that? She was holding the two guns as well.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, go on.
Yeah, no, a lot of the time they're just made by a company. They'll get sent stills from the movie and then they'll put them together, or they'll have to like recreate something and then superimpose people's faces on it.
No.
Like there's some really bad photos.
Just disingenuous.
Like,
didn't they just look at it and go, hey, this doesn't look that natural? Look at her fucking neck, dude.
But it's the same.
It's fine.
It's the same as like in movies where like there's like a really heartfelt moment, and then they look at a photo of their family.
Oh,
and
yeah,
it's all like really bad photos. Like, it's just like
that doesn't happen so often now, but in older films,
Yeah.
that used before Photoshop was a thing. Like that was.
You'd think that
was
when,
really
especially
bad.
in movies where they're all together, like, and it's not like where they're filmed in different sets and stuff. There's parts of the movie where they're all together. You think they just go, okay, for half an hour before we start shooting, you're already in makeup. We're just going to do some
get
photos.
the shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I thought that's how they did it.
No, they don't. A lot of the
They're
time it's all
just
just
stupid with
just fake photos.
Apart from,
Fake
you know, the one
photos.
in Back to the Future. To my memory, that was immaculate.
Yeah, no, that's
Where
actually a
they
real
disappear.
photo as well. There's
Ah.
yeah.
That's the only one I can really think of from the
Yeah.
80s or whatever.
That's
I've got one of those at home.
What one of?
Basically, do you remember
Martin
years ago?
McFly's family?
Yeah, you remember years ago when you had those pictures and you turn it, it would like
like
change.
the
Oh, and it
angle you look at it.
disappeared.
Yeah,
sure.
and they
cool.
like it's a picture of them, and they just
Oh,
kind of
no
like
way.
disappear when you move it around. It
Oh,
came
that's
I
cool.
got like a massive like Blu-ray set for Back to the Future,
Ah,
and it's got like the
nice.
out of time.
If anyone's
license plate and
interested in
everything as well.
buying any of David's
yeah, if anyone wants to
Blu-rays,
buy any Blu-rays or
Yeah.
DVDs, just let me know.
just contact the podcast.
Yeah.
At David TGS on Twitter.
He really wants to shift these DVDs.
He really does.
I've got 300 I need to get rid of.
Yeah.
I've got 3 months to get rid of them.
You
Otherwise,
should just-
it's 100 a month. That's fine, easy.
Yeah, I just don't want to take them to CEX because CEX is, you know,
They're going to get you like
That's
two-
gonna take
two
you like 2
grabbing
years.
scum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa. Let's not use that word.
I don't like
Yes,
CEX either.
I don't know what I'm doing anymore. But you know, they are money grabbing scum.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad
Okay.
that's unanimous. CEX, we're coming for you.
How much will you get for a Blu-ray from CEX? Do you reckon?
A Blu-ray or a Blu-ray?
You get 20p, right?
Probably, yeah, for eight of them.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then they'll
Yeah.
sell them for like £14 each.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Some of
Like,
those.
I get businesses need to make money, but that's not, like, you're just ripping people off.
Yeah, but although CEX is the one of the very few companies that has actually survived, there used to be loads of them, didn't there? Like loads
Yeah,
of
but
kind of
also
buy and
they've got
trade.
really bad
sale.
work practices, I've heard.
Oh, have they?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't want to get into that, though.
No, that's not. No.
This is the CEX Scandal podcast.
So what did we think of the Lara Croft trailer, the Tomb Raider trailer? Are we going to watch it? Do we like it? Is it?
I liked
are we
her
excited about it?
Austrian accent.
You liked her
That was
Austrian accent.
very-
Very,
favourite bit.
very nice.
Let's move on. There's a new trailer for, a trailer finally for Marvel's The Punisher, which I will play in the background for you, the viewing public.
The man and his son playing the guitar.
And
There's a
oh
man
my
back-
gosh, every
They're
time.
holding hands on a carousel.
So, have you seen this, Martin, already?
Stroking his
This
face.
one I have actually seen with sound. I watched this yesterday, and I'm guessing David's
She's-
already seen it as well.
I've seen it.
Teleport.
Yeah.
I can't wait for this, man.
It does look very good. It looks very brutal. There's lots of gunfights, lots of.
Wow, she just died.
She
But
got
that's
shot on the
not
head.
how she dies
Netflix.
in the
Marvel.
Jesus. It was a bad idea to play the trailers while we're okay. So
I was too distracted.
there is still no release date, even though we previously confirmed on the podcast that there is. All right, I'm just going to pause this. There we go. There's still no release date confirmed. For
Yeah,
The
I know. We
Punisher.
saw that as well.
Yeah,
because we looked
yeah.
it up
And
because we wanted to find out what it was.
I was
but
looking into it yesterday.
like
and
2
there
weeks
is
ago,
no-
we looked it up and it was like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, came out
And
on
it was
Tuesday.
also you were saying it was coming out on Tuesday,
Yeah.
which is not Netflix. That's not
That's what we
Netflix
thought was really
do.
weird, but
Yeah.
apparently it's not actually.
So
got a
it was
release
really
date.
weird because it was fake.
Yeah,
But it's
well
prob-
done, Martin.
Fake
Yeah.
news.
Fake news. You heard it here first. On the
Where's that
Geekstation.
soundboard?
Wrong.
So anyway, so yeah, it's probably going to come out probably November time. It won't be October because Stranger Things is their big October release. But I would imagine
Maybe they've got it and they're like, this was ready too late, so let's just put it the other side of that.
Yeah, I think it's going to be November time. It won't be December. I think it will be November.
That's a
at
good,
some point.
heartwarming Christmas series, isn't it?
Yeah. Well,
Punisher.
Yeah, definitely.
Jingle
well,
Bells,
on
Punisher.
December the 22nd, we've got the Will Smith kind of in the
Oh,
as a
yeah,
cop
yeah, yeah.
with
Sci-fi gritty.
I can't wait for
Alien
that.
drama.
fantasy thing.
What's that
yeah.
called again?
That's cool.
I
It's
can't
called
remember.
Fantasy.
No,
What?
it's not. But
called
but yeah, no.
Will
So
Smith is a cop.
the trailer looks really good. There's lots of him shooting things with lots of big guns, lots of explosions. It's going to be very brutal. So yeah, I am actually excited about this. I don't know.
For Bright.
Bright. There we go.
I thought it was called Bad Boys 3.
Bad Boys 3.
That is in production.
Oh,
now,
I can't
so,
wait
I
for
hear.
the series to come out.
It's going to be good. We're back to
Chain
talking
link
Punisher
fence.
now. But oh my gosh!
Blowtorch.
Right. Anyway, right. So
Man
I'm going to
hanging
just
from
hit that
ceiling.
pause, right. That's enough of the. I'm going to turn the screen back.
Trailers.
So,
What? I'm just gonna have to
You
guess
can't
what's
be
on screen now.
trusted.
So that's the Punisher. So there's a bit of news here. So the new Hellboy film wanted to film in Wells Cathedral in the West Country.
Wow.
And they were only allowed to after the curators of Wells Cathedral had looked into the character and realised that he was the good guy. Because obviously having...
Someone called Hellboy that came from hell.
And looking like a demon running around a Catholic church probably wouldn't have gone down all that well. But they looked into the character. They read
I was about to say something really bad then. I can tell you after we finish recording because I really shouldn't say that.
They read some of the
Please remember
comics
that.
apparently, and they realised that he was a good guy, and that actually then they approved him. So I thought that was
a
quite
great
I'm
story
going to make a
about
note
the
of
Church
it
of
just
England.
in case I forget.
All right.
Right.
I thought that was quite nice. I thought that was
Usually the church is a dicks, right?
yeah. No, well, that filming. I
But
thought
West
that was quite
Country
cool.
churches, you can trust them.
Well, exactly.
They do strike me as people you can trust.
Well, they're going to do their research. They're going to look into it. So yeah, that's good.
That's really nice.
So the Joker script, this is the solo movie for the Joker origin movie, has apparently been completed with shooting set to begin next year. With
So I
most
missed the
likely,
beginning of that. I was writing down my really funny joke.
Podcast. This is when we sit around and we talk. About
but
stuff.
my brain's funny.
Yeah.
And
So let me start again then. For David's benefit,
Thank you.
the Joker script,
Oh,
the
okay, the
solo
Joker script.
for the origin movie,
All right,
has apparently been completed, with shooting to begin as early as next year, with a slated release of 2019. So I don't know what we think about this, but considering that they only announced it 4 weeks ago,
It's a quick
if
turnaround.
that, and they wrote Suicide Squad in 6 weeks, and look how good that turned out.
Well, this potentially might be adapted, so that would be easier, right?
You can't write a good blockbuster script.
You know what I think they're going to do?
In
They're
4
not going to
weeks.
write a script, and they're just going to put Jared in a room,
Put some
cameras
on him.
everywhere, and be like,
No, isn't this the
just
No,
let
this
your-
is the origin
the Leo
movie,
one.
so this
yeah.
isn't going to
So
be.
this is how they turn him from Jared Leto into a psychopath.
Oh right, okay. They just lock him in there.
Yeah,
and
lock
just be
him in a
like,
room.
right, go.
And just watch some guy go crazy.
Yeah.
Because he's a method actor. So after that, he's just going to be the
He's
Joker
just- sure, what forevermore?
God.
forever.
Yeah,
And then he
Like the
becomes a
song,
real life villain, the
Yeah.
Joker.
So I don't know how. Anyway, I talking about real life. I don't know whether I just DC they're just crap. Basically, I don't know what they're doing.
Confidence.
Like, no, it doesn't. Like, Marvel spend like 4 or 5 years developing characters and films and storylines, and DC are like, yeah, we'll just knock one out in 4 weeks. Why not?
I
Start
think I know
filming.
why he wanted to start a podcast with us. It's
He just
because
wanted
he
to
wanted
knock-
he wanted a platform just to shit all over DC.
Yeah, well, it's
We're here now,
just,
Sinn.
It's just so easy to shit on them.
I
though.
might have made 4 DC movies, but I'm not DC.
It's like I saw the bloody in the cinema last night watching Kingsman. I saw like the 4.5 minute trailer for Justice League, and it was just like again, and it was.
I
just
came
like,
in late to the cinema, so I think I got the
missed
good
it.
end.
I
of
was
that
there
deal.
like 20 minutes early.
So, we were there so early, we weren't allowed into the screen because they were still cleaning it. I've never
What's wrong
had
with
to.
you? Why would you get there that early?
Well, because we just gosh. Anyway, so yeah, that's the Joker script that's apparently been handed in. So this is some interesting news about the Defenders. So apparently it didn't perform very well. These are statistics that have been calculated by some university somewhere, because Netflix don't actually release official.
Oh, well, when they just it's the same as in America where they say how many people watch the TV program, because a certain percentage of people have this special box that tells you what they're watching. So there's probably just a survey. It's like, have you seen this? And people are like,
yeah,
no,
I mean
I
that's
haven't seen
worldwide.
that.
That's how they get the
all they can
Nielsen
do.
ratings
Yeah.
and things. Yeah, but this isn't even this, because Netflix don't release official
Yeah, so I
stats.
mean, this is probably how they've
Well, this is based on browser history and cookies and information that they get from the public domain.
Okay.
But apparently, only 17% of Daredevil season 2 viewers watched a single episode of The Defenders. So apparently, it didn't do very well.
Okay.
Is what they're saying.
I mean,
just
that's
from that one stat.
From
Just-
that.
yeah,
Well,
I mean-
that was the main.
Oh,
There was other stuff, but that
you
was
can
the main
assume
one,
that
so.
Daredevil season 2, by the point you're watching Daredevil season 2, you're pretty in deep. with
Yeah,
the
exactly.
Marvel
That's I
thing.
think the point that they were getting at. But we just no one knows. This is the thing, and it's kind of like this was a headline, and this goes back to clickbait stuff. And it's like I clicked on it, and it's like, on Netflix haven't actually released anything, but here's the survey.
Yeah,
that says
I just wouldn't read
17% of Daredevil. Yeah, but I'm interested. I've got to compile the news for this podcast that we do called the Geekstation.
that. Oh, the Geekstation /shit all over DC news.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. It's almost time as well that I can just shit all over Justice League. I mean, the
He
fact that
is
I have to
building
go
up a big old poo for
the
this.
fact that I have to go and watch it is bad enough. But
I
then
can't wait.
I think
then
we should watch
do-
it 3 times each.
I think we should
You
go
can
in
watch
and
it
only
3
say
times
good
each.
things about it. So it'll be like
Yeah.
a 2-minute podcast.
I think that's a good idea. We can only
That's
say
just
nice
not
things
going to
about
happen. No, because there's not going to be anything nice to say about it. The podcast will be just the news. And
I
that'll be
bet
it.
Wonder Woman will be good.
Oh, so apparently Wonder Woman's turning up in the Flash movie as well because
hasn't
like,
'cause she's so good.
Snyder just relinquished everything.
yeah, he
now
has.
as
Yeah,
well,
so he said like he's not coming back to the DC
it's
universe.
just like it's not my movie anymore.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good.
Which everyone's happy about.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
Because he's terrible. Anyway, and as are all DC films so far, except for Wonder Woman, which was all right.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I finally saw it.
Oh, okay.
It's not great.
What's it like?
It's all right. That means it was great, wasn't it?
It's not great at all.
Oh my
I
God,
don't
he
understand.
loved it.
I don't understand why people were like, "Oh my gosh, this is so good. This movie's so good." It's like, no, it's not. Because the thing is, right? I compare the films to Marvel films, which almost every single Marvel film is pretty much flawless. I mean, it's a good film. It's a good comic book film. Good superhero films, and then they release like one good film-ish film out of like a whole load of shit films. DC.
I do really like your new Stanley tattoo that you've got.
Anyway, Bruce Willis, Samuel L. Jackson,
got a
and
Marvel Trump
James
stamp.
McAvoy, I don't, are all returning in M. Night Shyamalan's new film set in the Unbreakable Split universe. So this is... have you guys seen Split? I know you haven't seen Split.
No, I haven't.
Have you seen Split?
Is that the McAvoy one?
That's the McAvoy one, yeah, where it was revealed that the M. Night spoilers, I suppose, if you haven't already know this, but it's kind of widely known now. That
It's a sequel
to Unbreakable.
Yeah.
So at least set in the same universe anyway. So it's kind of like M. Night Shyamalan is making his own. That's how you pronounce his name.
Okay.
Is
it's because he hasn't worked on a Marvel movie. So he
yeah,
doesn't
that's
remember
right.
his name.
Yeah, that's right. Is building his own superhero universe, and Bruce Willis is going to return along with Samuel L. Jackson, who's apparently going to be pulling the strings from afar, and then James McAvoy, I think his character is called the Beast, will be like
Yeah,
kind
but
of
he
the
played
villain.
like 16 different people or something.
Yeah,
like
but
that,
but it's the one at the very end,
Oh, okay.
one of the 14 personalities he's got or whatever.
Right, I got you.
So anyway, that's slated for January 2019. I'm actually quite excited about that. I'll have to actually watch Split at some point between now and then.
Yeah, no, I'm
Yeah.
gonna watch it. Yeah, yeah. I
'cause-
heard like it's not just the fact that he has a split personality. It's not just a different personality. He has like his body becomes
Yeah.
the traits of what
Well,
it is as well.
that's the thing, and
Yeah.
that was the big twist at the end. Is he actually did turn into the
Yeah.
Beast or whatever? Which and then
then
Bruce Willis was in it suddenly.
Sat there drinking a coffee across the.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
always at a bar or something
Joseph
like that.
Gordon-Levitt sat there in front of him, and it was actually just part of
And then
the
it was
film
all
Looper.
just Looper. Oh my god!
Oh
Anyway,
my God.
Any chance to talk about Looper really with you, isn't it?
Well, I know you love it. It's
not a good
made
film.
made by Marvel.
It's not it's not, and it's not a good film anyway. And then the final bit of news this week is that Star Trek Discovery starts tomorrow from when we're recording it. So it's released
Or-
on Monday, 25th.
Yesterday, if it's Tuesday for you.
That's right. Yeah,
Or a year ago.
Yeah,
if
yeah,
it's-
again we've already established the timelines. But this is
an
kind of
alternate timeline.
I am super excited about this. I'm a huge Trekkie, and I cannot wait to see a new Star Trek TV show.
I'm actually going to watch it. It's on
good.
Netflix, isn't it?
Yes, it's
Yeah.
going to be on Netflix. There's 2 episodes being released. Well, Netflix in this country anyway. I think CBS All Access, which is another
Is
subscription.
it the ones that gave us a copyright strike?
Sorry, what?
CBS.
Yeah,
No,
copyright strike.
completely different company. Anyway, Jesus, let me bloody talk.
Let me do the news.
Jesus. And I'll be doing a special Star Trek Discovery podcast, which will be released on Tuesday.
You doing that with Ash?
I am, yeah. Who's just
From Pokemon.
Yes, that's right. I'm doing it with Ash from Pokemon. Would you let me finish the bloody plug, please? All right. I'll be doing a special.
I think I've had too much sugar today.
I think so. I'll be doing a special edition of the Geekstation. It'll be a podcast, and I'll also be doing a video review as well for the YouTube channel and for the podcast with my good friend Ash, our good friend Ash from work, who's probably more of a Star Trek geek than I am because he's got actual tattoos.
Yeah, he's got Star Trek tattoos.
Yeah,
You've
I've always
got-
wanted
you've
Star
got
Trek
Marvel
tattoos, but I don't have any Marvel tattoos. Jesus.
I think this is the episode I'm going to break Sin.
So I'm really excited about that. It's there's a bit of controversy around it because they've done a complete review embargo, on it.
Oh,
So,
really?
Yeah.
Oh, they did a Bethesda on it.
Oh,
They
that's
did.
never good.
No, it's not. No,
They
and
did the same thing. What was that movie? Fantastic Four Stick or whatever.
yeah,
it is.
Fantastic
Fan
Four Stick. That's
yeah.
They do it all the time. So I'm not. I don't know. The thing is though, Enterprise, which is possibly one of the worst. Well, it is the worst Star Trek series ever made, which was the prequel to the prequel.
Oh, that's the one with what's his face from
Quantum Leap.
Yeah.
Scott Baluka.
Yeah.
Baluka. Yeah. I actually really enjoyed that
Not
still
Scott
because it's still Star Trek and it's still Star Trek. It's not good Star Trek, but it's still Star. I'm just really looking forward to just having
More
Star
watching.
Trek.
Yeah, I grew
Basically,
up watching
Exactly.
Voyager and Deep Space Nine.
Yeah. Well, I've been rewatching a lot of Voyager episodes.
Yeah, I
recently,
saw it
so-
on your screen
Yeah,
when it
that's
came
right.
out,
Yeah. Because I'm in the Star Trek vibe right
Yeah,
now.
because
so-
Janeway's in what's that Netflix TV program where they're prisoners?
Orange is the New Black.
she's in
yeah.
that.
Kate Mulgrew. Yeah.
Yes.
That's her. That's the
Oh,
actress's
okay.
name,
All right. Okay.
not the character's name. Character's name is Red.
I thought it was Captain Janeway.
No, that's oh my gosh.
Talking
Anyway,
about Orange is the New Black or what?
we could just I don't know what we're talking about anymore. If I'm honest, I just
David is determined to sidetrack this podcast.
So that was the news, kind of.
You did it.
Do-do-do-do.
I don't
Do-do-do-do.
think, yeah.
Do-do-do-do. That
Does
was
anyone-
news.
Oh my gosh. Does anyone have anything they would like to add? Even though David's done the jingle.
Oh yeah. Just edit that to the end of
Rewind
it.
it.
That's fine, yeah.
Right. Does anyone have anyone else to add to the news this week? No.
I've got
I
no
don't think
news.
so. No, I don't think I. No.
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 Okay,
All right.
good. Nice.
That's
Thanks for your
really good
input
input
there.
there, wasn't it?
Okay, so let's move on to our main feature. So we're talking about Kingsman Golden Circle. I can't tell you how much it made in the box office because it literally came out 2 days ago. So
Probably a lot.
so I can tell you that so far it's got 51% on Rotten Tomatoes, and it only had a budget. I couldn't believe this. It only had a budget of 104 million, which is really.
I think it's because. Oh no, I'll say that for afterwards.
Okay, sure. This is obviously the sequel to Kingsman Secret Service, which is based on the graphic novel, and starring... Wait for it. I've got it. There we go. Colin Firth, Julian Moore, Taron Egerton, Mark Strong, Halle Berry, Channing Tatum, Jeff Bridges, Pedro Pascal. I mean, there's just the list goes on and on. There's a couple of other stars
Agent
which we may... Yeah, Agent Pena from...
What's
Narcos.
his actual name?
His actual name is Pedro Pascal.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
There
I thought
you
he was
go.
called the Viper.
And Emily Watson's in it as well. I don't know if you know, it's not the Emily Watson, but sure.
Chief of Staff.
You mean Emma Watson?
Yeah, no, that is.
Emma-
yeah.
yeah.
I was just trying, to
Hey.
find it right. What did what we'll do is we'll do a spoiler-free discussion first of all. Well, it probably won't be very long, 5-10 minutes.
Yeah,
and then
Martin's going to go through the timeline of the movie, and
Oh,
then
please don't.
Go through the entire
The
time.
entire movie, and then and then we're going to and then we'll go into spoilers, and we will clearly mark the spoilers with our classic spoiler warning, which
there'll be
is
a spoiler jingle as well.
that's right.
Yeah, there'll be the...
I
can't wait.
That's right. So so first of all, what did we guys think? What did you guys think to Kingsman: The Golden Circle?
I
Was it
really enjoyed that film.
brilliant,
I had a great time with that film.
excellent. David,
There you go.
It was a movie.
it was a movie.
It was a movie.
So
It was good. There was bits that seemed a bit overdone,
Yeah,
in my
yeah.
opinion.
I think it some parts it dragged out, some parts it, I don't know, didn't drag out enough. Or...
So it had a running time of 141 minutes.
And for 140 of those minutes, I really needed to take a piss.
Oh, that is the worst. Like when
you know, there's a
really
good
get to it.
solution to that, and it's to piss first.
Yeah.
I did.
Or leave the cinema and just miss like 2 minutes of the film.
Nope.
Yeah.
No? Okay.
No, I undid my belt and my top button and my trousers. So
Or you can just take
Right.
like
Just to,
an empty
Just
bottle
releasing
in
all
with
the
you.
pressure, as much pressure as you can.
And when the movie ended, I quickly Googled if there was a post-credit scene. There wasn't, so I could leave,
yeah,
so
good.
I was all right.
Good. I gave up halfway through the credits. I was like, I've sat here for 141 minutes.
Yeah,
I
I
can't be doing
always
this
Google
anymore.
it now, like at the end of the movie or
good.
before. I'm like, is there a post-credit scene?
Okay, that's
Yeah.
good. There wasn't even a mid-credit scene.
No, there's
which
nothing.
was a bit disappointing.
Because obviously in the last one there was.
Yeah.
Was that- oh.
So I think the general consensus is it's not as good as the first one. I actually watched the first one with the girlfriend yesterday morning before we went to go and see the other one, and the contrast between the two films is actually quite The first one is really, really good. And I've seen that film like 4 or 5 times now, and it's
When
always
did that film
good.
come out? That was like 2 years ago, wasn't it?
1993?
1983.
That's not true.
94, sorry, yeah. That was it.
94.
Kingsman, Golden Octopussy.
Why do I even know? It's called Kingsman: The Secret Service, and it came out in 2014.
I was close.
So it was 3 years ago.
Okay.
It was only 4 years off.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
Detestable.
I'm gonna be in a white jacket by the end of the podcast.
I'm going to turn Sinn into the Joker.
rocking back.
Still make a better film.
Anyway, let's talk about the film that we're talking about.
I actually I enjoyed it for the most part, but like I said, there was some bits in it that just seemed a bit overdone. Like, because they really tried to hammer in the good parts from the last movie.
Yeah.
Obviously the action scenes and everything like that. And it seems there was just maybe one too many of those, or 14 too many of those.
The first one had a good story.
I liked the story in this one though.
Yeah.
I liked the fact that they had the chappie from the last one that obviously didn't make it into the Kingsman. And that
Harry.
he was the protagonist in this one.
Yeah,
antagonist. Sorry.
Yeah, although that was good. Although it was a bit kind of
he was really good as well.
Yeah, he was.
He was
and
really
it was
good.
just like you saw it the opening 30 seconds of the film.
Oh
isn't
yeah,
it,
it takes literally 2 minutes.
And
to
it's
get
like
to...
straight into it.
Let's
And
go.
that opening sequence as well was like, I was like, oh, okay, this is quite good. But then it just didn't let up at all, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But they didn't
for 2 hours and 20 minutes. Is a bit much.
That's it. They didn't really. They you're right. They went. This is what made the first film really popular. So let's just put.
It's the classic
that.
sequel mistake. Though,
Well,
isn't it?
this is it. Yeah, and it was really. I was disappointed by it. No, I didn't think it was a bad film, and I enjoyed it. But I was disappointed that.
Oh no, I'd watch it again.
I probably wouldn't watch it again in the cinema. No, I wouldn't watch it in the
it
cinema.
again.
No. I'll definitely watch it when it comes out. But like I don't know. I was disappointed with it, and the girlfriend was saying, fiance was saying. I suppose I got used to saying that. Yeah. She was saying that it she really enjoyed the first one, but the second one just wasn't as funny. The jokes didn't really, they weren't really on point. Some of them they just flat out repeated jokes from the first film, and it just didn't land at all.
Yeah, they played out the Elton John gag quite heavily as well.
I would have kind of said that was a
spoiler.
spoiler, but yeah,
He's on the blooming credits cast for it.
Yeah, but he's not in
That's
any
a
of the
spoiler.
trailers or anything. But yeah, good job.
God.
It's you've just spoilt it for everyone. All our listeners.
I
that
had
are
like a
listening.
whole spoiler jingle ready and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mouthed
All
it
right.
to you.
Okay, that's fine. So let's as Martin's already said it. Let's just before we go into spoilers.
Should we talk
edit
about
it,
the
edit it.
actual story of it a little bit more? We just kind of blasted
well,
over
but
that.
I know, but we may as well just go straight into spoilers because Martin's already just spoiled it for everyone.
Sorry,
So,
guys.
Okay, you ready for the
What
jingle?
you consider to be a spoiler is different from me.
We'll do
then.
the jingle now.
You even saw me read down the cast list and just skip over his name.
I didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
All right,
Okay.
let's
So,
do the jingle.
All right.
before we go into the
all right.
jingle, would you guys recommend it to people to go and see?
I would recommend people waiting for it to come out on DVD or on
sure.
streaming services.
Yeah, okay.
Mainly
sure.
because the cinema is way overpriced.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's for sure. Yeah.
I'd say watch it if
Pay £27
if you
for my
wanna-
tickets.
really.
Yeah,
2
recliner
tickets.
seats.
Well,
Yeah.
it's still like £10 minimum just for a regular entry. Anyway,
Yeah, it was
so
like
it's too much.
£21, so it's like £10.50.
Yeah,
it's just
that's
I just think
crazy.
it's too expensive.
It is. If you go on Mondays, it's £6 apparently.
Who wants to go to the cinema on Monday?
Exactly.
Especially when we've got to record a podcast on a Sunday.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's true. That is true. But anyway,
They've done this just to screw us over.
it's all about us.
God.
So yeah, would you reckon? So you'd say see it, but don't see it in the cinema? Martin,
I'd
what
say
would
if you
say?
really want to see it,
I'd say it's there's worse films that I would not go. I would go and see at the cinema.
Sure. Okay. All right. So cue the spoiler jingle. Go.
This is the same as the news jingle.
Spoilers.
There we go. So let's just spoil the whole thing now. So
Elton John's
Elton John's in it.
We're glad we saved that for the spoiler section.
And the whole Elton John, it's not really a cameo because he's pretty much
He's
there's
a
quite a
character in it.
substantial
Yeah.
part in it. But
He was good.
I thought that was part of the film that was the weakest. It was just trying to go for laughs that just weren't there. Like I didn't like the whole Elton John being in it. It was completely.
Didn't you? I thought it was cool,
No,
but I feel like he
It wasn't-
can't.
I mean,
act
if
as-
they probably cut out like one scene with him in it, it would have played a lot better.
Yeah.
I just didn't think it was funny. I didn't think he was good in it. I was like, it was completely pointless. I just like, there was no reason to have. I mean, it was. I just did not like it at all. Like that, the whole Elton John bit.
One thing I did like was the fact that the princess is still in it, as though that wasn't just like a throw. Because the only thing that people had a gripe with at the end, with the last movie, was the scene where she's in.
Really? I really, did they have a gripe with it? I thought that was...
because it just seemed so unnecessary.
No, well, that's true. But then we'll talk about an unnecessary sex scene in a minute. But which is in is in this one. But
yeah, for the fact that like he was now in a relationship with her, it's kind of like.
I thought that was quite good. But I also again thought that the relationship part of it was some of the weakest part of the film. It was like you could have had the scenes at the beginning. Particularly it was quite good, like when he crawled out of the sewer and he was completely covered in shit, and like she was going to then kiss him, and he was like, "Whoa, you really were going to kiss me?" Then they could have just left it like that. Maybe had the scene with her family, and then when he went off on the mission, that could have just been it. But they had to bring her in. He had to have a personal stake in finding the cure because she'd taken drugs.
I thought that was fine.
No,
it added the extra gravitas. So he doesn't really have much of a motivation other than to save the world.
Other than to save the world, that's pretty.
Yeah, but that's just a base motivation.
No, but that's what he does because he's a spy. I just think they just added too much fluff to the film. Way too much.
I don't know.
Fluff.
I think there was in some places, but I wouldn't say that was one of them.
No.
They missed out on a trick though.
Yeah, go on.
I was saying it to Jess earlier that what would have been good is in the wedding scene at the end where they had both the dogs as the ring bearers.
Oh,
that
would have been good.
That sounds so fluffy.
Yeah, but it would have been a good type of fluff,
unnecessary.
Though. Yeah, but that's the whole point of like getting fucking what's his name, Harry. Was his name Harry?
Harry, yeah.
Yeah,
Harry.
turning him from some blumbering
that's true.
Butterfly expert to being a spy.
So what did we think to the return of Colin Firth?
I thought it was cool. I think he should have kept the eye patch as well.
Yeah, no, that would have been.
That'd have been cool.
Although I did quite like the glasses with the patched out bit.
Yeah,
but it was.
He was alright.
I feel like they could have had it without him.
Yeah, they could have done.
But I like the fact that they did have him.
Yeah.
You feel like he didn't. He did.
No, he did need to be in it.
Why?
Well, because obviously that's what the whole point that when he shot the Viper in the eye or in the head, everyone just thought that he was a little bit crazy again because his brain wasn't working properly.
No, you are right.
And then that obviously spurred on the whole the third act.
That's true. But then again, so the whiskey
who would they have used instead? Obviously, if you're sticking to the same story,
but you don't need him to necessarily get shot.
You could have had Roxy in it instead, and it could have been.
But why would she have shot someone? Why? How would that have?
Yeah,
I understand you'd have to completely change the story.
I don't think you had to shoot whiskey. Like the whole again, this is something else. I really feel like I'm going to shit on this film now, but there was some moments in it that the whole whiskey storyline about he's not working for the president, he's not working for this, he's working against because he hates drug users, and that's why he's against.
That was really weak.
It was just piss poor and was completely unnecessary. Like if you wanted them to have a fight scene, which was a good fight scene, like that end fight scene was good.
Which one?
The one where they fight
there was
whiskey.
Like 7 of them.
Well, the one where they fight whiskey at the end.
Yeah.
You could have. Why don't you just have him working for the bad guys?
Yeah. No. Why? Like it doesn't play to his benefit to have him working independently, really.
And it was just so quick and so forced and just like...
And they murder him and then they go back to the statesman like, this guy who was working independently, who's one of your guys, we chucked him in a meat grinder and now it's fine. Let's sit at the table and drink whiskey together. Yeah.
And it's... do you want
but fucking human burger...
Yeah.
That was cool.
That was cool.
Yeah, no, that was cool. Except if you put someone in a grinder with the meat come out, it's all going to have clothes.
I was thinking that. Plus, that bold guy didn't look tasty. I wouldn't have eaten him as a burger.
And that would have been brains and skull and bones.
Well, it would 90% skull and shoulder
that's
blade.
just exactly
American food, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah.
Zing.
American food's really good.
I quite liked the Julianne Moore's character, Poppy Adams. She was great. She was sufficiently crazy as a supervillain.
Her whole thing was really cool as well, with her her base with all the American.
I like that
branding of all that.
Because that's the thing. Cool. What I really like about the first one, and what I really liked about the second one as well is, and I suppose I haven't read the graphic novels, so I'm presuming this is part of the trope of them, but it is James Bond-esque, as in you have a supervillain who is totally crazy, has a secret base somewhere. You know, it comes up with some completely preposterous plan to, you know, either destroy the world or
the
to...
president went along with it as well.
Yeah, no, that was good. And so I think they did that really well. Like the whole evil villain, you know, she's
over the top evil lair.
She's got robotic dogs and robots with machine guns and stuff. I think that was really good. That's something that I did enjoy. But then there's just moments, and like her death was just like, I don't know, it was just a bit...
It wasn't satisfying, was it?
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Like, Samuel L. Jackson's death in the first one was really good. You know, when he gets the blade through his heart and then he sees the blood and then he throws up and then that was really good. Whereas she just...
Yeah, she just...
They OD her over on heroin and she just collapses.
Yeah.
It's like, she didn't get put through the meat grinder.
That had to be whiskey, didn't it?
Well, apparently so. So
that was so obvious, though.
Yeah,
and it was really annoying that when Taron Egerton's being dragged into the meat grinder because he threw the whip in there, like 2 seconds before that he'd already turned it on. There was a switch right there, and he's just like struggling, and I'm like, dude, just
that'd have
been good if he got that close and just
turned it off.
Yeah, and it was like took it off and then carried on.
Good thing the button's right here.
Yeah.
I mean, the fight scenes were incredible.
I thought all the action scenes were fucking phenomenal.
They were all good. They
were good. There was just too many of them.
There were far too many. Yeah. Absolutely crazy.
I don't know. I didn't find myself getting bored of them though. There probably was too many, but I was hooked.
The fight scene that I felt was the weakest was the throwback to the manners maketh a man.
Yeah.
Which was so contrived.
It was like a good way to bring in Whiskey's character, but shitting on the original manners maketh the man was kind of not that great for me.
And the fact is, they're literally sitting there, and you see the American kind of yokels like in the bar, and then suddenly they just stand up and just start having a go at him.
I think I've decided I have a problem with these guys now.
Yeah, and it's like what? Like it just came. Whereas in the first film, it was so organic and fit perfectly into the story. Whereas
I thought it was like a setup at the beginning. Like,
well, that's what
just
I
to
thought,
try and warm them up, and then he started murdering them. I was like, okay, that's not a.
That's the thing, because it just didn't feel. It was really weird, and there were other moments in the film that were like that. Like for example, when Colin Firth shot Whiskey, I was like, is it? Are they playing him like he's dumb? Is he dumb,
crazy, or is he double agent?
It was just weird, and like there's that bit again.
It was quite. I knew he was going to shoot him, and I knew that something like that was going to happen because they put so much focus on the fact that he slapped the vial out of his hand.
Yeah,
and I was like, okay, all right, no, I know what's going to happen now, and I know the rest of the movie.
It did feel a bit like that.
If it just been, if you'd seen it from like Taron's side of thing, I keep calling him Taron Egerton because that's his name.
Yeah, Eggsy.
Eggsy, that's it. If you'd seen it from his side of things, where all he saw was that he got thrown to the floor, and then it plays out in later in the movie that Colin Firth had actually seen the Viper like deliberately. I just get different names for different people at the moment. Just like actually seen him actually slapping it out of his hands intentionally to break it. I think that would have been better if you'd seen that part of it later in the movie.
And it was really odd as well, because like that whole scene was building up to it. They were like, "Oh, carefully take it out of the special secret thing. Oh, hold it." And he's like, "Can I have a look at that?" And you're like, "Oh, just very carefully hand it over." And
what was weird was that in the lair that they were in on top of the mountain is that there was like 7 of them in like special containers,
and it was in a case as well.
Yeah, but then the entire rest he walked past like thousands of them to walk to that guy. Like they were just everywhere else, and he just went.
You could have just literally reached in and just taken one, and then
he would have been a get out gone. You know, Charlie wouldn't have seen him.
And also like that fight scene where Whiskey is fighting the guys in the snow. It's probably my favourite one, I think, out of all of them. I thought that was really good. Because that's got all the gunplay and like like spinning round and shooting stuff.
Yeah, that
but
bit.
The setup to that is literally he runs across an open, no cover
towards dudes with freaking assault rifles
and goes like, "I'll take care of them." And like, why didn't they just shoot him? Like, I just.
It's the same with stormtroopers, though.
No, I don't think I can fault it in that.
What I'm trying to get at is the action scenes were really good, but they were just a bit too contrived. Some of them, so the action scene where when they storm the evil lair with the umbrella and the machine gun briefcase. That's awesome.
The mine.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So let's talk about unnecessary deaths in films.
Fucking Mark Strong.
I mean, it was a good death. I
Yeah.
love the singing.
I think it was cool, but...
that was brilliant. But did it help the story at all? Did it, other than I don't know.
It just gave Eggsy and Harry another emotional reason to carry on doing.
Well, this is
what
what
they
I
do.
mean.
Yeah.
But we're going back to the emotional reasons as to why they want to save the world.
Like, they were
and stuff.
already going to do it.
They were all so you could have cut
And
out
I
the
really
whole
wanted
princess storyline, get rid of all of that, and then Mark Strong could have died, and then that would have given them
Or
the
if
extra.
he'd survived, and they'd managed to rig it so it didn't blow up, and then all three of them fight, because the entire time in the last one and this one you barely see him fight.
Yeah, exactly.
And that would have been so good if
I think
he was just
want him
an
in that
absolute
final fight.
animal, and he was like, I've got this, and just annihilated all
yeah,
of them. And then,
they could have done so many the whole, and Channing Tatum's character. If we had been introduced to him a bit more.
what you mean, rather than the 8 minutes he was in it for?
Yeah, that's it. If that,
Yeah.
and he could have been the reason why they were gonna. Maybe he had some
I've never
information
seen so
or
much
something.
focus on someone in a
cryo
freezer.
tank. Yeah.
But all they were showing was crotch shots.
Crotch shots.
Every
Yes,
shot
it
was
was.
just straight over. I was like,
Yeah.
I did
okay,
the bit when he was dancing though. The Mania. That was probably
good, that was
the
cool.
Channing Tatum highlight.
Yeah, no,
because
sure.
there was
he's,
nothing
he's,
else.
He's a funny actor though as well.
Yeah,
yeah.
He's got
Yeah.
good timing and he knows how to he's got good physical comedy and stuff.
Yeah,
like that as well.
yeah, yeah.
You've seen him in 21 and 22 Jump Street
Yeah,
when
yeah.
he does all these weird
My
faces.
name is
and
Jeff.
things. Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
He's
God.
good at that.
So I liked Jeff Bridges' character as Champagne or Champ.
That was cool. Yeah.
He was good. The rubbing of the whiskey underneath his
That was
nose
so
and stuff
cool,
like
yeah.
that. Jeff Bridges is such a good character actor.
I was
And
seeing him though without facial hair. I was a bit I needed a moment to
Or
recognize
not on
who it was.
a motorbike with light
Yeah.
behind it.
And it's funny because the character could have really done with some facial hair. You know,
Yeah,
like,
like a
big-
really over the top
Yeah.
mustache, like he had
Yeah.
in what's that Tarantino movie?
where
he, smashes up the guitar. Hateful Eight.
Hateful Eight.
Yeah,
Hateful
because he's
Eight.
got
Oh,
massive mutton chops, doesn't
Yes.
he?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
if he'd kept
Yeah.
those, but just had a huge handlebar mustache, that.
Yeah, but he was good. I liked his role, and I liked the lore of the statesman having they were a distillery and their net worth is $3.2 billion
Yeah.
or something, and the Kingsman's
Yeah.
a little tailor shop.
I love how obvious the S was on the umbrella, because obviously when they went into the
so in the bottle it's
and
a
the bottle
tiny
is on the
little Kingsman.
inside label,
Yeah.
and there's a K that's just the same K as for the Kingsman, but in America for
But on
the
the
umbrella
umbrella,
it's
it's
a massive S. It
Yeah.
might as well have just been a note that says we work with the Kingsman.
Yeah.
Is it a social commentary or something?
I don't know,
Probably-
but yeah.
So I quite like that. I was hoping for something because Channing Tatum makes a note about they hacked into the vault with a watch, and I was hoping that maybe the Kingsmen got their technology from America or from the Statesman or something like that. That would have been quite nice. As it turned out, it was just
Tie-in.
their link was.
It'd been lost over time.
Or
as
the
well.
Statesman was,
Yeah.
that was a bit, but one of the founders of the Statesman, his tailor was a Kingsman.
Yeah.
That's kind of that was the only connection that the two had. But apparently now they've got their own brewery, so the Kingsmen aren't tailors anymore. They're
That
whiskey.
fucking bowl cap at the end, though.
Oh, that was so
But I didn't.
It was
Again,
incredible. It was so bad. It was I really wanted him to walk in and they go, "The fuck is on your head?"
You look like a fucking
but
idiot.
I don't understand why that scene was in there. Other
Because
than
they
to
paid Channing
have.
Tatum a certain amount of money, so he had to be in a certain amount of scenes for a certain amount of seconds.
So,
You can't-
but
yeah.
so
And two of
literally-
those scenes had to be a picture of his crotch.
Yeah, sure, but completely random. The film's ended. You see him coming out. He just walks out in a suit, walks along into the new Kingsman building, and that's it.
That could have been mid-credit scene.
Yeah, but it would still not make
It's just
sense.
setting up for a
That's-
third movie. Then.
Yeah,
That's what
it's
it
just
is.
saying, here's a little lead in for you. Have that.
Yeah, but it's not. But there's no context as to why he's in. If at the end they were when Halle Berry becomes, which again completely
Becomes
pointless
whiskey,
storyline, that again just.
The Viper didn't want her to be.
Yeah, it was just. I love the fact you keep calling him the Viper. It just that was again pointless. When she's I've always wanted to be in the field in one scene, and then an hour and a half later, it's I want to be the new agent.
Yeah.
Pick me.
Yeah, like, but
it's just setting it all up for the future, though.
They could have, but
just...
they could have just gone, I'm gonna lend, tequila to the Kingsman to get you back on your feet or something like that. That would have made perfect sense. But there wasn't. It was just a random scene, Channing Tatum in a suit, funny hat.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. There was just so much to like about the film, but it just made some really
if they put
interesting choices.
Mid-credit scene or post-credit scene with him coming out, getting out of the cab, walking into the shop, and then them being in there,
or saying
and
something about,
like having a
Here's
reason for him, because there was literally no reason for him to go there.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly.
Like if they'd set it up like that, that would have been.
I was thinking they were gonna like try and set up like there's Kingsman, there's Statesman, and there's something else man. That's what I thought they were really going for with that, but then no, there's just nothing.
Where could they go next though? That's a good question. Where could they go next?
So I've got some notes on the future of the.
Is there more graphic novels?
Are we gonna?
I honestly don't know.
I don't know much about this.
No, it's the comic book series Kingsman. So there's a couple by the looks of it. 1, 2, 3. There's at least 3 volumes. So
before looking at what the next one could possibly be, are we going to have a guess at another place it could go?
I don't know, really.
The Kingsman. What about Canadian? Like,
what those like the mountain men?
The mountain men.
The Mounties.
Yeah, but like Canada is not.
Or maybe French or Australian. Maybe
Australian. That could be a good
Australian
one.
Would
the
be
Outbackman.
I don't know what the I don't know what that
the
would be.
Irwinsman.
Or maybe
Irwinsman.
Or maybe because they were all created after World War One, weren't they? So maybe you could go to like Germany and then you have like a Germany-English rivalry or something like that. That might be quite interesting.
Italian, you could be as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think that would
Japanese.
be. Yeah, we're just naming countries now.
But you could have the French as the surrender.
So Matthew Vaughn.
Jesus Christ.
So Matthew Vaughn is obviously the director. This is
the
what
same guy that did.
This is what he said to Cinema Blend.
Kick-Ass, wasn't it?
Possibly.
So it's the same company. It's Marv.
So this is what he said to Cinema Blend. He said, "I think there's a story in my head which will be finished by the end of the next one." So he's got an idea for a third one, and then after that, then of course there could be Statesman movies. There could be spin-off character films. The universe could continue with new agents, or
it's going to have to, isn't it?
Colin Firth could become Arthur, or new characters could come in, or new kids could get trained. There's so many options. I think it's better not to be too greedy.
Yeah, let's not make this a universe quite yet.
I think that's kind of what he's saying as well. Yeah. He's like, look, if the studio wants it, I don't make it. Like, I just direct them.
That's it. I've got a third. Yeah. I've got an idea for a third one, and then that will be me.
Yeah.
But then if they want to go off and do it, then this is going to be a franchise. I think this is going to be quite successful.
I like it.
As long as the critics don't pan it too much.
I think 51% probably a little bit too low.
Well, it's only been out 3 days, so give it time to even out. I think it will probably end up.
But normally it starts high and then goes low. Or if it's really bad, it starts really, really low. Like the Emoji Movie had 0% for a long time, and then it's gone up to like 7%. So like
that's generous.
So normally, if it comes in middle of the field, it doesn't really vary a hell of a lot from that.
Yeah, but it's all about the money, isn't it?
Oh,
so at the end of the day, it's all about whether it made money for the studio, and if it ends up making 500 million, 600 million, then it's gonna have a sequel. If it makes less than that,
projected to make 40 to 45 million.
That would just be domestic.
And that would be the opening weekend as well. So yeah. I again, like I really enjoyed it. Like as I say, the opening action sequence I thought was really, really good. That was like I was watching it. I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be like this is what it's going to be like. This is going to be good. And I love the whole like when he's in Hyde Park and the police are actually coming after him. So it's like
that
they
was
don't,
cool, yeah.
And then as I say, all of that bit when he's crawling through the sewer and like he comes back and it's the princess there is really good. And like I don't know, it was about up
that was
to
a funny
when they
scene
met.
when they were eating food though.
Yes,
and he was like, "Put it down."
Put it,
put it the fuck down.
Yeah.
Just put it down.
Yeah, and all of that was good. I think it would just for me, it started to go downhill when they met the statesman, when they went over, and then I
think it became like a different film.
Whole point of the movie.
Yeah, I really did start to feel because they instead of just elaborating more on that, they just went on weird tangents for my liking anyway. Like there were bits of the story that I just felt just didn't have to be there.
Yeah, I feel like the whole thing they were like pinning at as well was this whole like discussion about drug legalization. Yeah, and I don't really know where they ended up on that by the end of the film because they sort of said, here's the bad guys who want this thing, and here's the good guys who don't want this thing. But the good guys are bad, and the bad guys are bad, and everyone's dying, and I don't really know where they sort of wanted to end up on that issue.
Yeah, you're right. It was a bit weird, wasn't it? I think maybe it was deliberately left ambiguous.
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the better ways to go. Is to not stay clear.
I did like the fact that the president was just like, yeah. He
was like, I've just won the war on drugs. Like killing all the users.
Yeah. I just that was actually.
I couldn't help but feel like are they going for like, this is a Trump-esque right-wing president representation in this film or something?
Possibly.
I think it was just like an elaboration of what some people could be like. I hardly doubt a movie like that.
It's your quintessential, because the Americans they do have this war against drugs, which costs them billions and billions of dollars every year, and that makes absolutely no difference at all. And like I think that's what they were trying to.
Yeah.
He was like, well, we can, as you say, I've just won the war on drugs. Like that's literally the line.
Scene.
So yeah, no, that was very good, very good.
Glastonbury.
That was weird. That was like the most dressed up version of Glastonbury I've ever seen.
It was.
And he walks into the fucking car and he's like, I've got Hunter Wellies and a Fred Perry fucking polo shirt, like I'm made up, and it's like.
But we're just. I mean, they did well to keep it in a VIP area.
Yeah.
Rather than in Glastonbury, and like the CG Glastonbury in the background was actually I thought was quite good.
Okay, yeah.
But it was, who was that actress? Because
I think it was Delevingne.
Delevingne.
It wasn't
Poppy
Cara
Delevingne. You're right. It
Poppy
was
Delevingne.
His sister.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I was not a fan of hers, and unnecessary sex scene.
Yeah, it wasn't even a sex scene, was it?
Unnecessary. Maybe the camera could have cut. I don't know. It was just. It was really like I love the gag. I love the gag was good about the fact that you have the membrane and that it has to go through that. That was brilliant. He was like, "What? I'm going to stick it up her nose," and then like he like there's a dawn of realization when he goes, "Oh, you don't mean up your nose, do you?" So that I loved, and I loved like the whole them having a competition to try and score with her. That was great. But that scene could have just
the close up on the pants and the hand in the
was just unnecessary.
Bit graphic.
I just felt uncomfortable, just mainly because it just didn't. I didn't think it had a place in the film. Like this is what the fiance said was almost a girlfriend again, which I had to stop myself. Is that she was like the jokes just tried too hard in some of the things, and that they were just trying to play for a joke on that one, and it just wasn't funny.
I don't know if it was not so much a joke, so much as them being like, "Hey, here's a bit of sexy things
maybe
for you."
Maybe,
and
yeah. I don't know. I was just it was a bit weird. So yeah. Anything else that you guys want to say about it? Like anything else?
Elton John.
Yeah. Well, I've said what I need to say about Elton John.
Well, the original point was that I think they played on him a bit too much, but I liked his appearance. And him doing a slow-mo kick to someone's face was pretty funny.
With a cheeky turn to the camera.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Really
that
hilarious.
bit was good, because it's like they're just fully aware of how absurd the scene is.
The whole situation is.
So it's like, Elton, can you just look at the camera? Okay,
yeah.
Like that was good. I did appreciate.
Well, the whole build up to that as well, when he's playing the piano, like Wednesday nights for fighting. He's like, "Isn't that Saturday?" And he's like, "What day is it?"
Yeah, the lines were good. It was just, as I say, I just think I don't know. And it was quite nice that they threw back to the first film as well, when she was like, when the Poppy Julianne Moore character was saying, last year when Valentine was kidnapping all the celebrities, I just thought, why not?
Why not take Elton John?
Yeah, so I thought that was quite good. That was a nice throwback. One thing I was a bit disappointed with is they didn't address the fact that every major leader around the world died.
Yeah,
they were just
Is that
in the first film?
Oh yeah. Actually,
all their heads exploded. I mean, they talked about it, but they didn't talk about it.
Just a year later.
Yeah, exactly.
No longer than that. It was a year,
and the world was functioning perfectly fine, which was a bit weird. But hey. So would we like to see sequels? Would we like to see another one?
Yeah, I'll see more. I was
thinking during it, like, I'd rather see like a mediocre one of these than a mediocre Bond film, to be honest. Because at least this doesn't take itself quite as seriously, and it's more of a fresher take on like a British spy.
This is it. Like when I was watching both the first one yesterday and the second one, I was thinking like, this is what old Bond films were if they could have done this 30, 40 years ago, they would have had outrageous fight scenes in this, because they are a bit outrageous, those films. Particularly like the later Pierce Brosnan ones. And there's one about like a giant laser shooting down from space to
I just
destroy
can't get
the
the pigeon that does a double take. I just can't.
Just can't get over that. So it's like, so they do like, so yeah, they are, you're right, they're British, kind of
British spy with a bunch of British
Like, why would they edit that in? Why did they think that's a good idea? I don't understand.
10 years later, you still not over
It still baffles me.
disbelief.
I do honestly think if they'd taken out about 15% of the movie, it would have been a hell of a lot better.
Yeah. I think I think they could have easily have cut out, but they could have just made it. The last film was 2 hours, almost 2 hours exactly, 2 hours and 1 minute or something. And I think that probably would have been a good. Take out some of the unnecessary fight scenes, perhaps. Take out some of the story, and it would have been
shorten some of that stuff just to be a bit tighter on the storytelling.
Yeah, like what would have been good if they built it up to be a massive fight scene, and then like one of them just like knocks the other one out just like instantly, and then they just like go, oh, I thought that was gonna.
And I would have been quite happy to not have the manners maketh a man scene in the second one again, like, or maybe have Harry mess up. And then
I think they did,
and then for them to stun them all, and then that'd be it.
Yeah, I think some of that they did pretty well, because like he throws the glass, he misses, and then he goes into like the identical sort of like bit where he's like beating them up with the umbrella, and I think pretty much those moves are the same, and then it sort of just goes to shit there. I think that was kind of cool.
And when he was chatting to them, while he was chatting to them, like the character, the people were like falling into behind them and stuff like that. That would have been good if it was just all out of shot.
Yeah.
Didn't really have to have Whiskey's character like in great detail.
You just see someone just like fly past them or something.
Yeah, that would have been
like when they landed on the chair behind him.
That would have been a good gag, and like they're just talking about it. But yeah, I don't know. I was really disappointed. I have to say, I was a bit disappointed with Halle Berry's character as well. Like I thought maybe
I thought she was done with films. I was like, wow, you're still about. Wow.
Yeah,
well, she's getting ready for Catwoman 2, though, isn't she? So.
The film that will never be made.
God,
Jesus. So, okay, so you would go and see a sequel because, So apparently,
only if I get another badge.
Well, oh yeah, did you get a badge when you went to go and see yours?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I was really disappointed.
Yours was Statesman.
They're all Statesman.
They're all Statesman ones.
I'm really disappointed because I wanted
to check mine
badge.
then.
Apparently, Vaughan has revealed that his personal choice for the villain in Kingsman 3 would be Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Not just Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, as in the villain would be The Rock.
Yeah, well, that would be quite good.
That would make a fucking film.
It probably, knowing the way that these films are going, it probably will be just Dwayne Johnson, like
that would be
real
hilarious.
Life. That would
if it was
be good,
just him, he playing himself, just
as
slightly
the villain, as the super.
He like just like a broadcast all over the world, like "Can you smell?" And then he like rock bottoms Eggsy or some shit.
So that's possible future, maybe spin-offs and maybe Statesman movies, but I kind of hope not because I think they.
I don't like that because like I think the whole point of Kingsman is its British sensibilities, and spies and well thought out writing.
Tonal shift if it was to do a Statesman.
Yeah, that's
movie.
it.
It would need to be a stylistically different film, I think.
I think that's maybe why I didn't get on with this film as much because it's those two worlds clashing, which I know is the point of the movie, but they didn't play up on that enough. There was just like there was a couple of throwaway lines, and then the rest of it was just action.
Yeah,
like there wasn't, it wasn't English meets American.
I think they played enough on the fact that he didn't like bourbon whiskey. That was the only gag that they played.
I love JD and Coke.
That was such a good line. Like I expect whiskey without an E, and you can fuck off.
Fuck off.
And then the line, no, I quite like a JD and Coke, but I echo his sentiment. But you can fuck off as well. Like that's what I mean. There was some some really good lines.
Cut out 15%. I think you got a good movie.
Excellent, brilliant.
I'd rather they do a longer film than a shorter film ultimately, because if I have a film where I feel like I didn't get enough, I feel a lot worse.
You don't feel satisfied
too much,
enough.
Yeah,
sure.
I'd rather have too much on my plate than not.
There's enough here that you can take away.
Yeah,
rather than just having just little snippets of it. I know what you mean. What you mean. Brilliant. So would we recommend? We would recommend.
I would recommend. Yeah.
Good. Well, there we go. That was The Kingsman: The Golden Circle, out now in cinemas. Go and see it because it's okay. It's basically, I think,
it's a movie.
It's a movie.
It's a good film.
Sure. So, next week So the week after, I should say, actually, Blade Runner 2049 is being released. So in honor of Blade Runner 2049, we will be watching and talking and discussing
Blades of Glory.
Yes. Yes.
All
All things Will Ferrell.
We will be talking about Blade Runner,
Oh.
the original. Now, did we decide on a cut? Because
I thought you said you wanted to watch the final cut.
the final cut, yeah, because there are 8 different versions of it. So
All 8 versions.
I'm going to watch whatever one's on Now TV because it doesn't specify.
that makes sense. Which is probably just the theatrical release.
Yeah.
So that
Martin's going to watch whatever version they might have on DVD at his aunt's house in Cornwall.
I think I'm just going to root around for a VHS at home and see if I
Nice.
That will definitely, yeah. Sure.
I got Van Wilder on VHS.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're not going to get any money for that.
What?
You know that?
Oh, it's a
classic.
yeah.
So
Donate it to a museum.
So next week we'll be talking about the original Blade Runner in anticipation of the new one coming out. So there we go. So let's move on. David, you ready with the jingle?
Things we watch, things we're gonna watch, and we want to talk about now.
There we go.
Same jingle. I can't stand for this. The same jingle.
If you could hurry up and make a different one, then you know. So, what have we been watching, reading, listening to? General, chit chat about things. So, David, what have you been?
I watched episode 2 and 3 of Black Mirror.
Oh,
Black Mirror, the 3rd series.
Yeah, the 3rd series.
The one with the VR.
So the Netflix series. Yeah,
the one with VR, and what was the one after that? The one where
San Junipero?
The one before that, where being told to go somewhere and stuff, like getting text
the hacker hacks in and he's got something dodgy on you, and yeah. What do you think?
Good.
Yeah, good, right?
Really good. That fucking VR thing.
That was freaky as hell.
My God,
wasn't it?
that's brutal. It's not just like the scare, the shit that happens to him, but it's what happens to him at the end.
Yeah.
And that he's going through this, because obviously he talks very briefly about his dad having Alzheimer's.
Mum.
And his dad has Alzheimer's, who died. And then he left.
Yes, yeah, sure. Sorry, yes, yeah.
Yeah, and the fact that he then gets that, and you just, the acting was impeccable from him in that point. He's in 22 Jump Street. I got, Jess pointed out. He's the one that gets really good friends with Channing Tatum, and they do stuff in 22 Jump Street. You seen 22 Jump Street?
Have you seen Black Mirror episode 2?
No.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I think no. I've seen 22. Yeah.
But it's the same guy. But
sure.
yeah, it's he was incredible in that scene.
Yeah.
And I really like that about the Black Mirror series, is that there's always a bit at the end that kind of makes you
flips the whole idea.
Because in the 3rd episode, you think that all they had was the fact that he was just
knocking one out. Exactly.
But it turns out he was watching child porn.
Yeah.
Oh,
big spoiler.
That's why I kind of not that hot on binging Black Mirror, because it's just
it is an incredibly
I'm
depressing
going to watch the rest of it tonight.
Yeah.
I think.
The 6th episode, he actually won an award for. He won an Emmy last week for
TV movie or
for his
something.
best TV movie. And
Donald Glover won
Best director for Atlanta. Right?
Oh, really? Oh, nice. Yeah. So that final one is all about the bees.
Not the bees.
The bees.
What, like the Nicolas Cage movie?
That's right.
Wicker Man.
Yeah.
It's,
Not the bees.
It's really, really good. So definitely enjoy that one. Yeah, it's good. Martin, what about you? Have you been?
I watched that Okja last night.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
Okay.
Finally got
I
round
think
to
you're
it.
the only person that's seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're probably going to get a letter from Netflix thanking you
Saying
soon.
thanks for watching Okja.
Yeah.
Is it any good?
It's okay.
Oh, you're not going to get a letter anymore, because I'm going to tell him when
Sorry,
I get home.
Netflix. I really like Jake Gyllenhaal, but sorry, Jake Gyllenhaal, you didn't.
Oh,
you
he's in a
didn't
movie.
come
Is he in it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is, yeah.
He's like
Nice.
this really extravagant, nature documentary presenter turned head of a company that's trying to turn a negative image environmentally to a good environmental image. The premise of the film is quite good. It's obviously about this girl. She raises a super pig because this company tries to save the world by making these super pigs and giving them to farmers around the world to raise and see which is the best after 10 years. So this little Korean girl gets a super pig. They decide it's the best one. They want to take it back.
This is the aforementioned titled Okja.
Okja, yeah. She's called Mija. It's called Okja.
Okja. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what that.
Well, it's a collaboration, isn't it, between Korean and
It's like a
American.
Korean director, I think,
That's
but it's
right, yeah.
backed by a lot of US and Netflix stuff.
money.
But
You know all about that.
yeah,
I do. I've got lots of it.
Yeah.
Do you want some?
Oh, thanks.
It's just
I'll give it to you later.
bits
Okay,
of
thank
paper
you.
with the letter N on it.
It's not bits of paper. It's flakes of gold.
But anyway, go on.
Yeah, the film, it really, like... Oh, I'm not a vegetarian. I don't really engage with that issue too much.
Does it come across too much like
It is
that?
very, very... It's not even, like, preachy, but it's just like, hey, you want to consider these issues by, like, in the way it puts you in this, like, kind of, like, farm where they harvest the super pigs at the end, and, like, she's walking through a field with all these, like, ones like, oh, I'm sad because I'm going to get harvested and all this other stuff, and, like, there's this, I don't know, like, eco-terrorist group, like, who are fighting for the animals, but I just couldn't get on board with the message of the film. And this girl is literally going to the ends of the earth. She lives with her grandpa, right? And she's got this super pig. She loves the pig more than she loves her grandpa. And I'm like, you're a fucking ungrateful child. He gives her like a golden pig, and I'm like, fucking be happy you got that. They've taken away the pig because it's their pig.
Yeah, just
No,
sell the
just
golden
leave it.
So
Just
sell the
fucking
golden
leave it.
pig, and then just get a bunch of small little piglets.
Well, yeah, that's one of the things at the
And
end.
instead of having one big friend, you've got 3 small friends.
It's going to end like badly,
Economics.
the film,
Yeah.
and then like Oxygen's going to get harvested, and then she manages to strike a deal with the businesswoman because that's how business works.
Did she sell the golden pig?
Yeah,
to
not
the-
to, not to
And then
spoil
did she
the film
plant the
completely.
golden pig and a giant beanstalk grew?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they climbed up to
She
Never Never
she
Land.
climbs up, and then
Oh,
Oxo
Matt Damon
grows
and Heath
wings.
Ledger come down.
That's right, yeah.
Why Matt Damon?
Aren't they in like the Brothers Grimm or something like that?
Oh,
are, yeah.
oh no, yeah,
Yeah,
I get what you.
yeah.
I just thought you were implying Matt Damon.
I,
was dead.
I watched that entire...
No,
I
no,
watched,
he's on
don't.
Mars.
Do you know, I watched,
yeah.
I watched the Brothers Grimm, like the whole thing through, and then at the end I was like, God, that actor was really, really good. I have no idea who he was. And then my mates turned to me and was like, that was Matt Damon. I was like, oh, really? Like, I had no idea
Yeah.
it was Matt Damon the whole way through.
Do you think he was Ben Affleck?
I don't know. I just
thought
a
he
long
was a
time ago.
gentleman
It was
with
like
a big
13 years
forehead.
ago or something. But yeah. So would you? So is Octa? So not worth watching.
I don't think so. It's like it had some cool things about it. The CG was really good in it, but
Yeah.
it's
It's going to be one of those things that's just going to be on Netflix forever, and eventually I'll get around to
And you
watching it,
have
so,
to.
Yeah.
But it has Glenn from The Walking Dead in it.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that's him anyway.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But yeah, maybe watch it if you haven't got much else.
Well, that
better
comes
to
back in
watch.
like 4 weeks.
Yeah, October. No, longer than that. October. Yeah, no, it is 4 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, we're at the end of September already. Blimey. Yeah. So
We can do an episode on, maybe not an episode, but we're definitely going to talk about it.
maybe.
Do you watch Walking Dead, Martin?
I've
No.
seen like 2 series.
no. So the answer is no.
Not
Okay.
hooked on it. It's not that
yeah,
interesting.
Could you lived or died with Walking Dead?
Yeah, that would actually be quite. Yeah.
Yeah.
Survived or died. Survived or died.
Yeah.
Our famous segment.
Yeah.
That's right.
Again, I've caught bits and the start of
For
The Walking
fuck's
Dead. I
sake.
probably know too
So
much.
you probably know everything. Yeah.
Well, not
we'll find
everything.
out. We'll do it.
Yeah.
We'll do Survived
Okay.
and Died coming
Yeah.
soon to
Even
a
if it's
podcast
just like
near you.
a small segment rather than a full episode,
Yeah, that's
depending
right.
on what else
yeah.
comes
Well,
around
we
at the
should
time.
talk about the Walking. I'd quite like to talk about Walking Dead because there's a lot of good stuff. There's a lot of bad stuff. There's a lot of stuff.
There's a
to
lot of
talk
stuff
about.
then.
Yeah, there is a lot of stuff to talk about. The Walking
Yeah.
Dead. 7 seasons later. There's
Did
a
you
lot
know
to talk about.
that Breaking Bad's a prequel to The
Oh
Walking Dead?
fuck! Really?
No way!
Holy shit.
What? Didn't know.
Wow.
So, okay. So this week I watched when we were on holiday. We in the evenings we had Wi-Fi, so we watched this thing on Netflix called American Vandal.
Oh, I watched the
seen
first
this?
4 episodes of that last week, and I was
Yeah.
going to talk about it, and then I didn't like it, so I didn't
Oh
talk about
no!
it.
See, so if you don't know, American Vandal is like it's a parody satire
Mockumentary, yeah.
mockumentary, which
Oh,
is
the
in the,
one
style
with the
of
dicks.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in the style
Oh.
of Making a Murderer, except in this context, it's about a high school kid who's being accused of drawing 27 or spray painting 27 dicks on his teacher's vehicles and causing £100,000 worth of damage. And it is completely and utterly absurd.
Yeah.
I mean, like, and it gets the more you like the first couple of episodes are like, oh, this is actually going to be really good, really good. And then it just gets crazy absurd, and then it kind of brings it back down again. But I loved it for that because the tone, they keep the tone all the way through. They even when they know what they are talking about is ridiculous, they don't break at all. They keep, and that I as a short, because each episode's only like half an hour long.
Yeah.
And the last episode's 42 minutes or something. It was good for that. If they were an hour long, I couldn't have stuck with it.
Yeah, no, I really liked the episode where, because obviously there's 2 filmmakers,
Yeah.
and there's 3 of them, because
Yeah.
but the 2 main filmmakers, they do like a piece on each other, because
Yes.
obviously they
Yeah.
and one of them's just like, he didn't do it, And then the other guy had done like a full-on like investigation into the other person. He's like, "What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, we're on the same team. Why would you do that?"
But there's just some really good moments where they just take the piss out of, like, there's this moment where they're trying to prove whether somebody got a hand job or not. And they go into like this 3D model of like where he got his hand job, and they're spinning around this 3D model, and like there were people here, but their view was obstructed, so we can't take their word. And then they go, and it's just all sorts of stuff like this, and like all the graphics are really done really well, and like I don't know, it was a really
it's clever.
good.
I just don't. I like I said, I watched 4 episodes. I think if it had just been 4 episodes, it might have felt a bit rushed, but if they'd done 42-minute episodes, 4 of them probably would have been.
I would definitely say watch it to the end, because it is actually it's a good story. If anything, it's quite good.
How many episodes is it?
8 episodes. They're all 32 minutes, except for the last one, which is 40 minutes. But no, it's good. And if you like those types of things, making a murderer and
I've still never seen all of that.
That is good as well. That is good. But it's definitely it's done so well. As I say, like it would have been so easy for them to, as I say, just started off serious and then just gone into the absurd and just ran with it. But they didn't. They kept the tone. They kept the seriousness of it, and that's what makes it such a complete piece of work. And the acting, the kids are really good in it as well. Mm-hmm. Like they're really, because they're all high school students.
Yeah.
And they're high school students acting serious about a completely absurd subject, and it's really good, really, really good.
I'd like to know how many takes they'd have to do with something like that.
And I get the feeling, this is the thing, like I get the feeling that some of it was improvised, that some of it, I just don't know, but it was just, I don't know, it was good, it was really good. So the only other thing I've seen the first 2 episodes of The Orville, which is Seth MacFarlane's new kind of comedy parody take on Star Trek. Again, it's really, as a Star Trek fan, it's really good, because he's just gone, this is Star Trek, you love Star Trek, I love Star Trek, we all know we all love Star Trek, and now this is me taking the piss out of Star Trek. And I don't think you'll get anything out of it if you're not a Trekkie. It's one of those. But
is there a scene where the captain sat on the chair and he's just shaking?
There's lots of stuff like that. Right. Yeah. But that's what I mean. But I think there's just like little subtle hints here and there as to kind of what it's like. I don't know. It's really good. If you're a fan of Star Trek, definitely watch The Orville for sure. So yeah. Okay. Anybody else have anything else to share?
I don't know.
No. Okay.
Nope.
I think that may be our podcast then. So next week, as I say, we will be doing an episode on Blade Runner.
Glory.
On Blade Runner.
Of Glory.
The original Ridley Scott film starring Harrison Ford, in preparation for the Blade Runner 2049, which is out the week after. This week, if you are into Star Trek and you want to know what I personally think of Star Trek Discovery, I'm doing a special podcast which will be released on Tuesday, as I say, with a good friend of mine, and we're both Star Trek nerds, so we'll be pulling it apart. So make sure you tune in for that. In the meantime, don't forget to check us out on the YouTubes. If you're listening to this on YouTube, there's loads of other videos on there. We've currently got the Geekstation Cup, which is our speedrunning tournament, which is heating up. We're actually going to record some more of that this afternoon, so I'm quite looking forward to that. And David's got some, what are you playing? Hotline Miami videos.
Yep, not Hotline Miami 2, like I
No. Well, you didn't do it in the second episode, so it's all right. If you want to see David die over and over again, definitely watch that. And Martin's got some Darkest Dungeon, of which us 3, the characters anyway, avatars in the game, and Peggy.
Pegs, yep.
Yeah, good old Pegster.
Why not Holly?
No Holly, just Pegs.
Holly.
Oh.
Don't take her into the Darkest Dungeon, no.
Well,
too dark.
I was going to say something.
Well, that's all on you, David.
But yeah, there's some other videos. So, and if you are listening to this on the YouTubes, give us a like, hit subscribe. That would be awesome. If you're listening to it on iTunes,
give us a like, hit subscribe. That would be awesome.
Give us a review.
Definitely give us a 5-star review.
Please.
And if you give us a review,
Martin
good
will
or bad
sing
or
the
ugly.
review if you give it.
I'll sing the review.
Martin has previously promised to sing the review.
I'll just sing about how people hate us.
Well, I've done all the jingles now, so
yeah, there we go. So all we need now is a sung review.
Can we have a different one next week, please?
We're also on Facebook, facebook.com
please
/ the Geekstation. You can find me at Mr. Sinn. Where can they find you guys?
They can find me at my home.
Okay, on Twitter, where can they find
If they want
you?
to find out where Martin lives,
Yeah.
send him a message on @MartoTGS.
Not Martin, Marto TGS.
with an O on the end.
That's right.
Not
It's a
an
sore
O
subject.
after the S.
Not after the TGS,
No,
but after
yeah.
the Mart.
Marto
Mart.
TGS.
Oh, TGS.
And David is David.
TGS.
David TGS. Or
Davo
@David
TGS.
No, it's not.
It's
Now
not
you're
Davo.
now you're
Not
confusing the
Davo?
audience. Oh my gosh. This has been the Kingsman Golden Circle with me and Mr. Cincinnati on the Geekstation podcast. I suppose the only thing to say is goodbye from me. No, that's not what happens at the end of the
Cheerio.
podcast.
Cheerio!
Ah.
You are fucking kidding me.
Right, we're going now. Goodbye.
Cheers, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Do-do-do-do-do.
Fuck!